I just spilled a bunch of water on myself trying to take a thumbnail photo with this Hoya because this pot is filled with water. We did forget it is a self-watering pot, so what a way to start a video. Just empty the reservoir on yourself. Hello everyone, my name is Miro and welcome to another Hoya video. Today we have several things to do, and actually the most important thing is to see what's up with my inner variegated Hoya lacunosa. I noticed yesterday when I was taking a cutting for a trade that there is one plant here, because we have 3 plants in the pot, and one of them looks dehydrated, and I did water it, but unfortunately the leaves aren't really plumping up. We can see they are a little bit, well, maybe you can't see that, but I can definitely hear it, that they are a little bit soft, a little bit papery. And I did take a cutting from the other 2 plants. We have one small, which didn't grow much, one slightly bigger here. So I think I took a cutting from this one. This is the biggest one, and I just think we might be dealing with some root rot, which we are going to look into and see what's up there. Hopefully there are some roots so we don't have to completely restart that one plant, because I would like to keep them all together, but that might not be. The mailman is calling me. Of course he's calling me right now. All right, we are back. The package is suspiciously small, but we will look into this later because we will need stuff from this package. Some potting mixes are here. Anyway, back to this Hoya lacunosa. I just really hope we don't find any root mealybugs. I would take rotten roots over root mealybugs any day. So let's hope for that, because I do not wish to chop all of this into cuttings, but we shall see. On the bright side, there are no regular mealybugs, which she did have, but somehow I managed to get rid of them. I don't even know how, but I am super happy. I wish I knew. I wish I knew. I was spraying it just like any other plant, and they're gone, which is good. So I really think my issue with mealybugs is that there are places to hide. I sort of moved this on top of my cabinet away from everything else, and they couldn't hide there, and we nuked them with just regular treatments, azadirachtin, and I don't think she ever got Castile soap. But anyway, that's one plant. The other one is this Hoya pandurata, which looks very nice. I actually do like her now. I had a moment where I didn't. So this one was outside, and it's time for her to go back inside. I also am now spilling water from her. She's going to get a clear pot, probably not much bigger. I just don't really like these pots anymore, so that's the reason why I want to switch her. And I need to inspect her to see if we have any eggs. She had eggs of sting bugs on her yesterday, which I removed, but I did not examine her. If you keep plants outside, make sure before bringing them in to check for the sting bug eggs. I saw someone on Instagram the other day, they discovered eggs of sting bugs, and yeah, you do not want them hatching in your home. And then my friend yesterday also came over because it was my mom's birthday during the weekend, and my friend made friends with my mom, I suppose, and she got me 4, sorry. This is Hoya Rangsan. I used to have one, but I don't anymore. There are a couple of mealybugs which she didn't see, so in any way this is gonna go in isolation. Mine was just devoured by mites, and this is a really nice rooted plant, which we will repot, treat, and put into a prop box. For now, I'll just put her away. Then she got me this beautiful Hoya, which she calls Hoya carnosa freckles. I really love the splash on this. So do I need another carnosa? Absolutely not. Will I take another carnosa that looks lovely, has sort of these rounder leaves and splash? Yes, I will. I have a cutting of Hoya chuni. I never had Hoya chuni, so I have to pot this. That's a nice cutting. They will all go into the prop box together. And then she returned what I gifted her. This is my Hoya paradisa, one of the cuttings I gifted her. And she returned it to me because my plant croaked completely due to neglect. So we are starting over with that. Neglect due to moving, neglect due to overwhelm because we have mealybugs and so on. So I'm glad to start over with that plant. I will keep her in isolation. I will repot those four to something that is similar to my mix, but I will have to repot them again in about 6 to 7 weeks. We'll see how long they stay in the prop box because they can get trellises now. They're not going to fit into the prop box, so I will repot them then to give them a trellis because I like to zip tie my trellises to the pot, which everyone should do. Now let's check out what's here. I ordered some bark and this tonic that I use for the roots. And I really prefer bark from Aqua Genera, but it's just not gonna arrive for 2 weeks or so. And I have no patience to wait. So I just ordered something that we have here. It's not as good, but it's not terrible. Aqua Genera bark is better. But this is, well, I don't even know if this is cheaper. I think it's not even cheaper. I ordered 12 liters, so 3 bags. And the bags aren't big, but are they really that small? Okay, it is all here. So, whoop. It is bark by Orchid Focus, and I mostly like it, but some people say that it is not as good because of gnats, that we may have gnats, so we'll see. We will open at least one of these to use today. So I got 3. And I got Kana's Rhizo Tonic. I've been using this on the roots, and every time I feed my plants, I use this, and it's been working really well. It's good for recovery of your plants, to help them grow stronger roots faster. I do recommend this. I will probably in the future make a video about all this stuff that I use, but I'm really happy with this. And of course, people on the WEED forums love it. They say it's one of the best things you can get for your plants. And then I got something that it maybe is going to surprise you, but I really wanted to try it out because, you know, in the past when I was growing my plants in PON, Lechuza's lineup was not available here. So my PON was always DIY PON. I used pumice from Aqua Genera, I used zeolite that I found here, and I used, again, lava rock that I found here. And I'm interested to see what Lechuza's stuff looks like, but I didn't select regular PON because I still think that's a little bit too small. I instead took not cacti, sorry, this is citrus PON. Oh my God. Okay. This is heavy. Citrus PON is essentially somewhat similar to regular PON. I think the type of lava rock used here is different. I think the pieces are larger and it does have bark in it. It's also fertilized, and I don't know if this fertilizer is going to be suitable for Hoya. Maybe yes, maybe not, maybe they don't care. We will try it out, and I think I will mix in more bark with this and see how it goes. I use moss in my mixes, sphagnum moss, and that also comes from Aqua Genera, and it's not always super convenient to get it. So I'm looking essentially, what can I add into my mixes that's going to make me use less moss, maybe not so dependent on moss. And maybe something like this, maybe adding a bit more mineral stuff, because pumice is really good at wicking, so maybe. I also ordered another monopon. I do use their monopon, their pumice, which I still think it's a bit too small. Aqua Genera's pumice, because you have several different sizes, is better. But again, not very convenient for me to be ordering all the time. But if you can, if you live in the EU or in the US, if it's available there, I would recommend it. Aqua Genera stuff is great. Holy Moses. So we are going to see what this is like. I'm really interested to see. Oh, this, what? Okay. Oh no! Okay, so this isn't looking good. Oh no, can I even use this? This is completely soaked. I noticed right away something is amiss. So this isn't great. This is wet. I'm not happy at all. Oh my goodness. What the actual heck? See? I don't love it. I don't love it. Because, you know, what are we going to do with clumps like this, guys? How dare you tell me this is great? What is this bull crap? Why does the... why does this look like this? What happened? This isn't supposed to have any dirt in it. It's supposed to be lava rock, pumice, zeolite, and fertilizer. Why does it look like there's soil in here? Am I crazy? Is there English? Rock, zeolite, fertilizer, plant matter. Oh, matter. Okay, that's an E. That makes more sense. So it has rock, pumice, lava, zeolite, plant matter from forestry, pine bark, fully encapsulated, slow release fertilizer with micronutrients. So none of this is like rock, pumice and lava, zeolite, plant matter from forestry. It's pine bark. Why is there then dirt? I don't see much bark. I see this I think this is probably dirt from lava rock. Is bark present with us? Well, I will rinse this, number one. Number one, I will rinse this, because what the... Did anyone use citrus PON? Is it supposed to look like this? Because pumice isn't like this at all. I really don't like this dust. Whatever, F you. Go to... I don't think we're gonna love PON again. Not a pleasant experience. What happened here? Can someone explain to me what happened? Is this supposed to look like this? Should I complain? I just don't understand. It's very unclear to me. Also, I gotta wash this. Do you think that makes me happy? It does not make me happy. I don't. It looks like I'm a veterinarian who went in a cow. That's what it looks like. We are back. I did wash this. I rinsed it. This is what it looks like. To me, this looks very much like regular PON. And of course, there is all this dirty water. You can see, even though I rinsed this, it's just still filthy. My question is, dear lechuza, where the bark at? I don't see none. Don't see any bark. If lechuza, you know, I think they might be counting this. Yeah, this is bark. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm gonna show you. There's a bunch of stuff like that, and I think that's bark. I think lechuza is counting that as bark. I'm very disappointed. Let's amend this. I will use my mix here. And just add a bit of bark, because this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to try a mixture of this barky PON and to add a bit more bark to see how it will go. I might have ruined this now. So that's a little bit better. I think more bark is needed. I don't know what I'm doing. Throwing bark at the problem. Hey, since I'm here, I should throw in perlite. Oh no, we're gonna try this. It's bark, it's lava rock, it's everything. It's lighter though, so that's good, I guess. I'm not convinced that it's better than my mix. Maybe it is. Maybe I discovered something magical. Don't do this at home. And my mix already does contain a mixture of organic and inorganic, you know, it's bark, pumice, and moss. But we'll just see how this does. I probably will not love it. You know, you're gonna have to watch my dirty hand now. I have dirt under my fingernails. That's what plant life is about. Shut up, I don't want to hear it. Let's unpot this Hoya lacunosa. Probably gonna be messed too, but you know. I see also we lost some leaves, which is probably a sign something is not correct. We don't see any roots coming out except some rotten roots, which is never a good sign. I also broke another leaf off. Dear forest spirits. No root mealybugs. Let's pray. No root mealybugs. Oh no 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 no. Please be mold, please be mold, please be mold. Or like fertilizer buildup. Let's see. There's a lot of rotten roots, and I don't think the mix was the issue. Are there any roots left? Yeah, so this whole lacunosa is completely rotten. Completely rotten. I do see what looks like we have root mealybugs. I have not confirmed this yet, but I have confirmed advance rot, which is probably due to me letting this dry out beyond belief and then watering it thoroughly, which is never great. I do believe we will have to completely cut this because it's just not worth it. These roots are so trash. We will have to completely reroot this plant. I'm going to take the opportunity and cut the unvariegated growth off. This is the biggest one that currently looks the worst. She has no roots to be seen. Just this one main root that maybe is doing something for her, but I doubt it. We have managed to completely rot this. Great job. Completely rotten. And then this one looks the best, even hydrated to an extent. I mean, something is definitely still working because she's getting hydrated, so there are working roots, we know that. Yeah, this is just, once again, rotten. Great job. What I'm going to do is set this aside, let it dry out a little bit. I'm going to completely cut this into as many pieces I see fit. I'm going to wash this plant, potentially spray all the cuttings, and then pot them. I don't think these are root mealybugs. Lacunosa Bruno did have them, and she's currently in agony, but alive, yet in agony. I'm not going to wash this plate right now. I have another one. I'm just going to move it somewhere behind me. It's going to be the dumping ground for the mixes before I get my trash bag. And of course, I will go and wash my hands. That much I can do. We are going to deal with my Hoya pandurata, which is leaking. See, this is looking much better. Are we gonna tell me that there's no rot here? This one has also been underwatered many times, but it seems that she's not too bothered by this. However, let's make sure to somewhat clean up this root ball. We don't have to go crazy here. And there's no sign of anything that looks concerning in the root mealybug terms, which is lovely. I am damaging some roots already. To be expected, but I really want to put her in a different pot, in a clear pot, and a different hanging wall planter. And I don't know where I will place it, maybe next to my bed, I'm not quite sure. She seems to me that she prefers lower light. Maybe I'll put her on the shelf next to me. Of course, there are some roots that are damaged because, again, as I said, I did underwater her a million times, so it's bound to be some damage here and there. But overall, I'd say the root ball is pretty good looking. 10 out of 10 for resilience, babes, 10 out of 10. I'm still concerned about that mix. It seems to be that it's a little bit heavy, and this is all due to lava rock. Lava rock is just very heavy, which is why I didn't like PON. I don't mind pumice, I don't mind zeolite. It's the lava rock that I think is my enemy. So I don't think this is a good idea what I did. However, I will proceed because I don't want to waste my mix. And all of the plants that I'm going to use it on are not super demanding. I think they're going to do fine. It's the more challenging plants that you really want to be careful with. I wouldn't put Hoya undulata in this. That's like my wrapper plant. Maybe wrapper isn't the word that's used in English, but like, you know, I orient myself on Hoya undulata. You know, would I put her in this mix? No, I wouldn't. I would put carnosa in that mix, and I will. That carnosa. I would put latifolia in that mix, and I will. Pandurata too. I think these can grow in anything, but would I put something super rare? Would I put my Papua Hoya urniflora in that mix? Absolutely not. She doesn't like anything. She just likes to rot. Do I think this is still going to be useful? Perhaps. Perhaps the presence of smaller granulation, that lava rock, will be to an extent useful in wicking instead of moss. We will check it out. I certainly would like there to be a solution that's sort of good, so I don't have to order so much moss. So we do have some roots that are damaged, but I think overall we're fine. So I'm going to stop here, which means that I will continue for 5 more minutes, and then I will stop. Now for the next ones, I'm not going to even wash my hands. I just don't think that one was concerning. There wasn't anything visually concerning, so, I can't get up and wash my hands every 5 seconds either, which is why I should work in gloves, even though some of you hate it. Let's check out this Hoya paradisa. She did really well in my mix. Look at those nice roots. Very nice cutting. I'm sorry it didn't grow more for my friend, but I'm also quite happy that we have 2 growth points and we have not completely lost the plant, it seems. I had a million of these. I sold a million of these, and then I killed my own. And I bloomed that plant. I grew it really well. It's just stuff started to happen in my life and with mealybugs, and it just, I don't know, it became a bit too crazy. Let's deal with carnosa. I might put this one in my SYBOTANICA. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to put it in the SYBOTANICA mix because it's going to go into a prop box, and maybe it's not best to put it in a super dense mix. The roots seem fine. This is a good carnosa mix. You can really grow, I think, Hoya carnosa in anything. We should really try it. We should go on an experiment, see if carnosa will grow. And then we have that wrong sun, which I left for last because we have a mealybug on it. I will not put all these in the same prop box. I will put these, but lacunosa I will keep separate because I do not want that to have root mealybugs. Or sorry, I don't want that to have any mealybugs. So I will just keep it completely separate. I may not even water them because that mix is damp enough because I rinsed. I will wash that lacunosa thoroughly. I'm not going to do anything to the rest of them now. We're going to spray them once we pot them. Lacunosa is going to get washed, and the tricky thing about treatments is you can't really do it on a stress plant. So I think just washing and blasting it with water is what I'm going to do. And then once it reroots, then we will use something else on it. But for now, I would just like to wash it and get those rotted roots away from her. And pot it. I think 1 big pot again. Maybe 2. We'll think about it. Maybe I'll leave some cuttings for trade. Great opportunity, right? And I will clean this up a little bit, wash these trays to keep everything clean, cut off my hands again because who knows what I touched, and then come back. So take a break, make your coffee. It's a great opportunity to make coffee, go to the toilet, and I will see you in about a second for you and probably an hour for me. Okay, we are back and ready to pot some Hoya. We will start with the smaller ones because challenge is challenging. I will move you a little bit down so you can see what is going on. The mix is on the side. I will just show you what it looks like. It doesn't look bad. I just fear about the weight of the whole thing. We'll try to use it, see. Maybe it works. Maybe I discovered something amazing. I doubt it, but let's stay opposite of skeptical, non-skeptical. So I'm using the small clear pots from Temu for this, and both of the carnosa and rangsan are gonna go here. I will root the cutting in here, slightly smaller, and then paradisa can also go, well, not in that, and slightly smaller. There we go. So Just going to start by adding potting mix to all of these. I want to start with the carnosa. So it doesn't look terrible, this mix. I'm just interested to see how it will work. But you know, curiosity did kill the cat, so we gotta watch out. It's still quite damp, which is not really a bad thing. I think if it kind of keeps working like this and stay damp like this, maybe we can use it. Maybe we can then replace moss with some of this PON. Luckily, that was a really quick potting up of the plant. Just a cute little plant. Can't wait to see her grow. I'm going to treat all of them off camera. Now I'm just going to do the cutting. Very quick Hoya cutting potting, and let's do Paradisa. I hope she can start thriving, though she doesn't really enjoy being in a prop box for too long, I gotta tell you, so I'm not sure. Maybe I should put her someplace, but I really don't know where to grow her in isolation. So we will just try prop box for a bit here. And then Rangsan, which may not even fit in the prop box because of the height. That's very nice. I am not super mad. Now we're going to pot my Pandurata, and I'm looking at 2 pot sizes. I just think this might be... it's a little bit too small. Let's give her a bit more space. That's perfect. Okay. It's a little bit annoying that she is getting caught on every single thing. She's stuck. There we go. I can't believe I wanted to get rid of this one at one point. It was a rash decision. It meant nothing. I'm just going to put her a little bit towards the end of the pot versus centered, because there's not much happening in the back. I honestly feel this is one of those plants I will benefit from zip tying her to the pot, because she does tend to pull. That looks decent to me. Let's inspect her since I'm here and see if there are any stink bug eggs. Hopefully not, because I think we have everything right now. Thrips, mites, mealybugs, root mealybugs. We do not want a stink bug, but if a butterfly or a ladybug would come in, I'd be grateful. Things seem pretty clean. The leaves look a little bit ugly. I think we had a bit of mites, but I also find that Hoyas with these types of leaves that are like swayed a bit, they do damage easily. Sort of like anthuriums, they can get scratched up pretty easy. Okay, so it's all good. At least from what I can see. She seems fine. She's not the most elegant Hoya, but she can look good, I've decided. Now, as for these lacunosas, let's switch the plates here, and let's chop off my forehead. Simply not enough room in the frame for the forehead. So we can see that some of these roots are still okay, especially like this big one. However, I just think we need to be brave. We need to be brave and chop, 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 prop, prop, prop. And there is sap everywhere, so I think we're fine. And we're again going to get a full pot of lacunosa. I might leave the base of this. I don't really like removing the leaves, but we do need to remove them. so there is some stem available for the rooting. And I think I will actually put several pots of this. And then with this base, I'm just going to chop off the old roots and sort of see what comes up. And I will pot these bases separately. Now this one looks good. We have a root here which we will cut off because they are all nasty. I'm going to let her to dry off too. Now here we have this green vine which sort of starts here, so I'm going to cut that and I will save it. I was gonna throw it away, but there's a flower, so why the heck not? Now here, let's just do this. I will cut like so, remove a couple of the bottom leaves, and it can actually be 2 cuttings, so let's do it. And these I'm not super sad about removing the bottom leaves because they're green. I will leave this again as a base. I will just cut off the roots there. That probably will look cute. Cuter than the other one. And then the most tragic is this. Now, I don't suspect we will have a base here, but we'll see. This one also lost variegation, so I will cut here. It's a good thing to cut now to decrease the amount, the cuttings shouldn't really be super long. With lacunosa, it's kind of okay because it's a small-leaved Hoya, but especially with big-leaved Hoyas, you really do not want huge cuttings. Now, I will admit I'm cutting here a little bit all over the place. Okay, so we did get a base with one leaf that needs to be removed. Let's chop off the roots. Now this seems, yeah, it's still dead. I was gonna say this seems fine, but it's not. So I will just cut it all off and keep it aside. Stuff like this, I will just cut here so we don't have bald cuttings. And I think I'm going to do several pots actually. And maybe no big pots this time. For now at least. I was thinking to put them all in one big pot, but then I remembered that always sort of turns out to be a mess. I will leave these green leaves on. It's like half and half, so that's fine. And again, I am sacrificing some leaves. I didn't in the past, and it wasn't always the smartest decision not to sacrifice the leaves because then you can't pot them deep enough and it's like all this issue, and then you can lose like a really nice cutting just because you were stubborn and didn't want to cut it. I'm going to cut this one into 2 pieces because first of all it's way too long, I would say, even for lacunosa, and also I think it's going to look nicer. And then we have this part here. I'm going to remove that. This is also a little bit too big. I'm just sort of figuring out, maybe here is a good place to cut. So it's nice and even. And then the last one, I'm just going to take off one leaf there. There we go. So we have 3 base cuttings, 2 green cuttings, and then let's just see how many variegated ones. Also I'm gonna just rant. I also have stuff like this, 2 leaf. I saw people sell stuff like this. Do not make me come for you. We have 15. I'm thinking, let's just see, how many can we do per pot? Maybe 2? I have some more of these pots. I could use this, but I think it's going to be a little bit ridiculous. So I actually think I'm going to put maybe in several pots like this, small ones. And then I'm gonna just establish lacunosa in a completely separate prop box. I think that's for the best. I am going to pause here now. Let this dry. I'm actually placing them on a paper towel. I just want to help them dry a little bit faster. It shouldn't take more than like an hour or so, and then I will pot them. Hello, it is several days later, and I thought it would be a good idea to check on some of my cuttings. Now first, I didn't show you this, but it's my lacunosa Bruno, and I don't think this is doing too well. I think we're having issues with rot, and I'm not mistaken. I think I need to cut this couple of more times. It's looking pretty bad, and I will do that right away if I can find my scissors. Unfortunately, I don't think that this is going to make it. It's rotting pretty severely, and I know that this is one tricky plant. So there is some sap here. So that lacunosa had root mealybugs, and during the move it did fall and got hurt. And I just don't think that this is going to make it. Yeah, we're losing leaves here. So there is some sap, but this one, when it first arrived, it also had no roots. And I do remember it was quite tricky to root back then. I'm not really sure why this one is such a challenge. Let me just cut here until I get clear sign of sap. So I'm going to try a similar approach that I tried for my Papua Hoya, which is recovered and was in worse state than this. And we'll see if that works. I will talk about this in some future video. So I will try one more time to see if we can get this to root. I think we might need a bit more pumice there, but this video is certainly not about that. I just want to show you where I put the Pandurata. It ended up there, so I think that looks good enough. Someone asked what's happened with all the plants in the back. They're still in the back. There's tons of plants in the back. It's just like when I frame the video, you obviously don't see all of them, and the tent is behind you with about 50-60 more plants as well. And there's still plants outside I need to bring in. So this is the Pro box with mostly rooted Hoya. There's that Hoya Choni. Now the humidity in the box I wouldn't say is good enough because there's no condensation, so I will need to just spray there. I didn't want to water this mix because it was slightly damp, but I think we will need to just lightly water it, even though we can see condensation on the pot, so maybe it's not necessary. Now I will tell you, this has been in the Pro box for several days, and Hoya already has an aerial root forming. So that's a good sign, but I would still like to spray this to make sure the humidity is high enough. This carnosa is actually growing new leaves, so it's purely in the prop box so we can make sure there are no mealybugs, and I just found a mealybug on the carnosa. So I will use alcohol to get rid of that. I will just use one of these lids to put alcohol in. No matter who you get your plants from, and no matter what they claim, please isolate your plants. Not for a couple of weeks, 6, 7, 8 weeks. They can show up at any time. So let's get rid of that mealybug. And these were sprayed with castile soap. So every now and then I will check these. I typically don't check my prop boxes that frequently, but because of the mealybugs, I want to make sure these don't start to thrive in here. So that one is fine. There was only one mealybug, and then no mealybugs on the chuni. Now Rangsan, she had a couple, but there is one. You little bastard. You thought you could fool me? Okay, the rest of it is clear. So I think about once a week they should get sprayed with castile soap. I will have to make some sort of a treatment calendar again. And then the Paradisa, let's hope, because your predecessor, your mommy, got killed by mealybugs too. I don't see any here, but I will keep them together. The roots seem fine for now. And then I have some pieces of my Tangchongensis. These are rooting. I have several boxes of Tangchongensis. I just potted one on Patreon. I'm just going to put those back. So I would say this is okay-ish. And we will check lacunosa. I don't expect it to root. I do wonder if I should put this in moss, Bruno. Oh, Bruno. I do have to push down on that Rangsan to close the box. Lacunosa is flowering. Oh, how lovely. Now this is what I want to see. This is what we want to see when we put plants in the prop box. Slight condensation around most of the sides. That means there is enough humidity in there. And of course, the fuller a prop box is, the better. If you only have a couple of plants in the prop box, it's hard to keep that humidity up. They mostly look good. I'm going to move my camera. They look good. I would say I don't see any yellowing, still not hydrated enough. So I do hope in a couple of weeks we start to see some roots. It's way too soon for them to root. Obviously, it's only been 3 to 4 days, but so far this is a good sign that there isn't any dieback, there isn't any rot that's apparent. So I will just leave them and check them about once a week. These should not have any mealybugs. I don't think they have. I haven't seen one in a while, and let's maintain that lucky streak. So, oh, is that a mealybug? Let me just check. No, that's dry sap. Well, that makes me happy. This one is about to flower over here. It's not a good idea. So I will just take off those. It's not really a good idea to allow your Hoya unrooted cutting to flower. Just, let's preserve the energy here by taking those off. And then here as well. Most of those are yellow anyway. If they were smart, they would abort these flowers. So I will check actually for that. I could cut off the peduncles, but I don't wanna. All right, it's still a mess in the back. We're gonna work on that in the upcoming days. So I will put these back into my grow tent on the floor just away from light. You don't need to put these under a grow light. It's unnecessary. It's better to have them in a light place, but without the grow light, because they don't need the light to push the roots. So, of course, don't keep them in the dark because then they will rot. So don't do the dark, but just ambient light is sufficient. And then as they get the roots and start growing, then you can introduce the light, of course. But anyway, we're just going to leave them, put them in the tent and check periodically on them. The begonias are still there. I have to fix that terrarium. I think we're gonna do a vlog with this terrarium, and I'm thinking about getting a new plant, which gotta treat yourself. But yeah, I hope you managed to do something while watching this video. Let me know in the comments below what that was, and I will see you very soon in the next video with more Hoyas and more mealybugs and more plants. More of everything. Hopefully with cooler temps too, so my AC doesn't make this weird. Someone should really check that out. The sound does not sound very healthy. Anyway, zip it. I gotta go. I gotta do more plant chores. See you next time. Have a wonderful weekend and bye-bye. I would like to take some time to thank all of my patrons for their incredible support. A massive shout out to my $5 patrons. My 2 anonymous patrons, Alex von Siebenthal, Anne Margaret Moon, Andrea Cherish, Angela Bernard, Anna Malia, Anna P. Aspen Drake, Betsy Brett Noble, Catherine Molina, Connie Pagano, Daniela Danube Daniels, Daria W, Deanne Sikorsky, Edith W, Elena Saxon, Ellen, Farah Francis Wilkins, Gathering Moss, Gina Geisig, Rositz Kyle, Hannah Matlin, Hoji Scott, Into the Forest, Yana Griffin, Jen C, Jessica Chio, Jody D. Gomez, Jonas Barr, Hjorth Larson, Kara, Catherine P, Casey Gross, Kelso, Kimberly Polka, Christy Ehrlich, Laura Castle, Al Lindberg, Lee Mooney, Lucas Zerchevsky, Mandy Milliken, Marcel Har, Maria Zakova, Marina Yarmovich, Marty Miller, Melissa Walker, Michelle Heron, Mirka Grun Roos, MJW, Moa Edmond, Miss Seidenhar, Anna Nelly Yang, Nicole Maroney, Nangua, Nita Macy, Odette, PJ, Syke Sarah, Rachel Peterson, Rebecca C, Renee Church, Sharon Bones, Starla Von Lith, Suvi Cordekangas, Tessa Martins, Thomas Marsden, Tia B, Trista Bailey, Tristan Thomas, Vampire Siren, Van Alien, Xenia Green, Youth of the Balmond, Zaira Rivera, Zlakov Niponi, and A Flower. A big thank you to my $3 patrons, Botany Benz, Kilone, Daryl Del Rosario, Eden Corlett, Holly Borner, Ivy, Joanna, KPZ, Lindsay Ann, Maria Isabel, Monica Wykers, Ringlov, Tangwatan Nisria Cool, VH, and www.myhoya.shop. And thank you to my $1 patrons, Alice Borlin, Ann C, Brandon Pacheco, Couture Helvetica, Deepanjali Rao, Emilia Bronson, Jolie Sullivan, Julie Lafford, Kayla Vavra, Kelly Ash, Kelly Gallagher, Chris Perez, Lori Ann Subramaniam, Luzmin Fernandez, Mary Diamond, Mary Rose, Neely Spicer, Nerdy Kathy, Olivia Chin Mueller, Pacific Northwest Plant Lady, Pax Leidig, and Steph Fox.